Hello everyone, welcome back to my sixth video for AutoCAD 2D tutorial for beginners. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to rotate an object, how to mirror an object, and how to scale an object. So let's open the file. So I'll open the same file as my previous videos. So as you see, the drawings are there from my previous videos. So the three objectives of this video is to cover the rotate option, as you see here, and the mirror option, which is below the rotate option, and the scale option, which is below the mirror option. So let's begin. So I guess you know what does rotate mean. So we're going to basically rotate an object. So let me see, what can we rotate? So let's say this semicircle here. So let's say I want to rotate this object. So I want to, for example, as you see here, we have kind of like curved up drawing. So I want to make it curved down. So I want to rotate this drawing to make it the opposite. So what you can do is you can just select the object. You can just go and press on rotate, or you can just type in rotate, press enter. So it says choose a point. So here you have to choose a point wisely, because choosing a point, it's gonna rotate that object through that point, against that point, on that point. So you can see now. So I'm gonna choose this point. Let's say I'm gonna choose this point. So if you choose this point, now as you see, I can change the let's say the angle of this original object. So as you see, the more I move my cursor, now you can see the differences. So as I told you, I want to make it opposite to this one. So as you see now, if you draw with, if you continue in this way, as you see, the original one is already drawn in a circle. As you see, I mean in gray colored lines. So now you can see this is the opposite of the original shape. So if you press on it, as you see now, I've rotated it to make it the opposite of the same of the position that it was initially. So I have now a rotated object here. So we can do also this for other options. So let's say this object, as you remember from my previous video, I've stretched this part, this segment of the drawing. So let us select all of it, press on rotate, choose where you want to rotate it. So let's say this time I'm going to choose at this point. So as you see now, I can rotate it. So this is going to be the same shape as the original one, so the same position as the original one. So I'm going to, let's say, make it like this time. I'm going to make it facing the vertical position. As you see, it's kind of like pointing towards the vertical position. I can do this also for other shapes as well. So you just need to copy and choose the precise, the needed point, the exact point that you want to rotate that over. So I'm gonna, let's say, do this one also. So I'm gonna rotate it. So let's say this time I'm gonna rotate it. Let's say I'm gonna choose this point. As you see now, I can rotate it. So this looks the opposite of the original position. So of the original shape. So as you see now, I can rotate it in any segment I want. If you want to rotate it in any direction, then press on F8. As you see now, you can rotate it in any direction. So I'm just gonna go with horizontal or vertical. So I'm gonna, let's say, choose, let's say, same as the previous one. Let's say I'm gonna make it towards the vertical direction. So this is everything you need to know about rotating. So you just select rotate, but you have to choose the point that you want to rotate based on that point. So you have to choose the point wisely. So this is everything you need to know about the rotate option. So let's go with the mirror option. So what is the mirror option? If you see, there is a small drawing provided by AutoCAD. So what is the mirror? As you see, so if you keep on that option, as you see, a small drawing is provided. So it kind of looks like, let's say, a table tennis racket. So what it does is that you draw half of the shape, the other half is provided to you by AutoCAD. So that AutoCAD automatically draws the other half for you. So let me show you an example. So let's say we have, what can we say? So let's say we have this arc. Let's say we have this arc. As you see this arc. So I want to make the other half of the arc as well. So I want the AutoCAD to give me the other half of the arc without me having to make bunch of adjustments, like for example rotating it and blah blah blah. So it's kind of like takes more steps or more time to do if you want to rotate an object, copy an object, and like that. So I'm going to teach you how to do it in two different ways. So the first way, you can just select it, you can just go and press on mirror, or you can type in mirror, choose which point you want to copy based on that point. So let's say I'm going to choose this point. So as you see now, if you move your cursor, now you can see the other half of the circle is drawn. So as soon as you press, it says erase source object. So if you say yes, it's going to erase the selected object. So as you see, this segment, this, let's say, curve up to the right side, it's gonna erase it if you press yes. As you see, if I press yes, it erases it. If you want it to be there, so let me just do another mirror for this one. I'm going to draw the opposite shape as well. So as you see, if you press on no, it's gonna keep it as how it was. So another way you can just do it, let's say if you remember, it was like this, the original shape was like this. So you can just make a copy of this, just to show you how it differs if you just use the mirror option or you use other options. So you can rotate this going. So I'm gonna, let's say, choose this point. So exactly, so this is going to be the half of the other circle. So you can just select it, move this option, you can bring this option and put it here. So as you see now, you've drawn the other half of it. So see what is the difference. So you needed to first copy this, then rotate it, then move it. Otherwise, if you just use the mirror, it automatically gives you the position without, or let's say the opposite direction, without wasting time. It gives you the other half of the object that you are drawing. So this is for this drawing. So let's say I'm gonna make another drawing. So let's say I want to draw an arrow. So let's say I want to draw an arrow. I'll just give random dimensions. So yes, so as you see, so this is half of an arrow. I want the other half of arrow to be given to me by AutoCAD. So what you can do is you can just select this shape. So you can just type in mirror, or you can just press on the option mirror here, choose the best point. So according to this drawing, the best point is this ending point, which is on the inclined line. As you see now, it gives you the drawing. So if you just want it to be in horizontal or vertical direction, just press on F8. As you see now, the other half of the arrow is given. So we don't want to erase the source object, so press on no. As you see, just then add another line. Sorry, my bad. So just add another line. So as you see now, I drew half of an arrow and the other half was given to me by AutoCAD. So this is all you need to know about the mirror option. It's a very good option. I really thank AutoCAD for this option. It kind of saves life if you have a very complex drawing. So this can help you save so much time. So rather than drawing the other half of the drawing, just draw, or let's say rather than drawing a full drawing, just draw half of it, then make AutoCAD draw the other half for you. So now let's go to the last objective of this video, which is a scaling. So what is a scaling? Scaling is basically when you want to increase the size of your drawing with a relative scale factor. So you provide a scale factor which increases or decreases the size of your drawing. So let's see. So I'm going to, since we have three different semicircles, similar semicircles here, so I'm going to choose, let's say, the middle one, because I want to see the difference between them when I change this the size of this. So select the object, you can go to scale, or you can just type in scale. It asks you to choose the base point. So here you have to choose the point wisely, because it's going to increase the size based on this point. So as you see, if you press on it now, the more you move the cursor, as you see, to the left or to the right, it increases. So you can even apply a scale factor. You can provide a scale factor. So let's say I want to change this original, let's say, semicircle to half of its size. So I want to change it to half of its size. Usually in scaling factor, if you provide the scale factor value of 1, 1 is the default, is the normal value. So 1 is not going to change, it's not going to increase or decrease. So if you want to decrease the size, you have to provide a value less than 1. If you want to increase the size, you have to provide a value greater than 1. So if I want to make this half of the size of the original one, then you have to type in 0.5, as that 0.5 is half of 1. Press enter. So now this shape, I see, is half of this shape. So it's half of this shape. So if you want, let's say this time I want to, let's say, increase the size of this. I'm going to increase, let's say, this one. I want to increase the size of this semicircle. So you can just select it, press a scale on top, or you can just type in scale on your keyboard, press enter, choose a base point. So I'm going to choose here. So let's say I want to make it twice as its normal size. So I want to increase the size to 2 times bigger than the original size. So if you want to do it, then you have to provide a value of 2. Since 2 is the double of 1, so you then press enter. As you see, so now this is the original size we had. This is half. This one is the half of the size of the original one, and this is double of the size of the original one. So something to mention regarding scale factor. So if you want to, let's say I want to make this 70%, or let's say reduce the size by 70%. So I want to reduce it 70%. So what you can do, select it, type scale. Here it's kind of don't confuse, because if you want to reduce it by 70%, here you have to do something. Don't confuse. You should not provide a value of 0.7. As you know, 0.7 is less than 1. But reducing, if you type 0.7, is going to reduce it 30%, not 70%. So you have to type in 0.3. So now this drawing is now 70% less than the previous one. If you remember the previous one, we first of all we doubled the size, right? Then I decreased it by 70%. So it's kind of like 1 minus the percentage. So if you want to decrease it by 70%, then you have to minus 1 by 0.7. So you have to input 0.3. So do not confuse this. So if you want to increase, let's say now I have this one, I want to increase it by let's say 3 times or 4 times. So it doesn't matter. So as much as you want, so you have to input. So choose first a base point, then you have to input, let's say if I want to make it 3 times bigger than this original size, then you can just type in scale factor of 3, press enter. So it has become 3 times as the size of the original one. So this is all what you need to know. In case you want to reduce the scale, please don't get confused. Or if you want to, let's say, so this is the last thing I'm going to mention about this video. So let's go to this, let's say this polygon. If you want to increase, let's say 20% of this, let's say size, so you want to increase it by 20%, first of all choose a base point, then you can come here and either type, or you can just press here and type, it doesn't matter. So you can type now the scale factor. So I want it to be 20% larger than other polygons. So what you have to do is input 1.2, since the value has to be greater than 1 to increase the size, and 20% because, as you remember, if you want to provide a value less than, or let's say you want to reduce the size to less than the original one, you have to provide a value of less than 1, but it depends on the percentage. So then you minus 1 by the percentage Then it gives you what scale factor you need to input. If you want to increase the size, you have to input first a value that is greater than 1, so you have to plus 1 by the percentage value. So I have a 1, I want to increase it by 20%, so I'm going to input 1.2%. So now this one is, this polygon is 20% bigger than the rest of the polygons. So this is everything you need to know about a polygon. I hope you didn't confuse during my explanation. If you ever got confused, or if you have any comments, or you have any notes or any suggestions, please do not hesitate to comment in the comment section below. I would be happy to help you. So stay tuned for my next coming videos, and thank you so much and have a nice day. So as I mentioned, in case you have any confusion or any questions, any suggestions, anything, please do not hesitate to mention anything in the comment section below. I would be happy to reply back to you. So until the further notice, thank you so much. Stay tuned for my next videos and have a nice day.